How's it going, guys? Panther Films here, and today we're going to be reacting to Season 1, Episode 6 of The Acolyte. This episode is titled Teach/Corrupt. Now, I think that's mainly because May and Osha are separated, like the first two episodes. So we're seeing both of their perspective. Like, one of them's going to get taught something, one of them's going to be corrupted. Maybe. But yeah, last episode was pretty good. I mean, I enjoyed last episode for the most part, even though it did have some writing issues. Like, specifically, like, May's character. Like, she's a bit all over the place. And, like, just Yord, for instance. Like, Yord saying, like, why should I turn off my lightsaber? What do you mean, why should you turn off your lightsaber? You know why. You saw it happen in episode 4. Like, with the bug things. So that was kind of annoying. So there is writing problems last episode, but I did enjoy the big lightsaber fight that happened. We lost 2 characters, Jeki and Yord, and we lost about like 16 other fucking bed shirts or whatever. There was only like 7 to 8 Jedi or whatever, but still, like we lost quite a few red shirts. We had the big reveal of who the Sith is, Qimir. Got his name right. And I love the way the actor portrayed that, like, going from this dumbass, this clumsy buffoon, to this menace. Like that. That was great. He's powerful. And he uses cortosis, which there's been a lot of weird criticism with that. Like, people saying, oh, headbutting a lightsaber is fucking stupid. And it's like, it's cortosis, dude. Like, who cares? Like, it's kinda cool. Like, this is why I'm baffled. Like, people shit on that, but then they're perfectly happy with Anakin and Obi-Wan doing this fucking shit on Mustafar, and the part in that fight where they're doing that hand-to-hand fight on top of that fucking table on Mustafar is the worst choreography I've ever fucking seen, and it makes no sense for Jedi to be kicking each other. Like, it was just bad choreography, that part. The rest of Anakin and Obi-Wan's fight, great, but just that specific part, stupid. But yeah, people criticising the cortosis headbutt stuff is kind of dumb. Like, it's cool. Like, come on, that's kind of badass. Like, he's just fucking headbutting a lightsaber. And also saw a lot of people criticising the choreography, and it's like, well, sure, if you go frame by frame, you could probably criticise it. But in the moment, you don't really give a shit about that. Like, I'm not slowing it down. Like, I want to enjoy it. That's how I feel on that. Like, I enjoyed the lightsaber fight last episode. Do I think it's better than Duel of the Fates? Absolutely fucking not. Should they ever have said that? Absolutely fucking not. Like, or they should try and match it. It got nowhere close to it. Like, Duel of the Fates is its own thing. You can't fucking change that, you know? Like, leave Duel of the Fates where it is and let Acolyte establish its own thing. Like, stop comparing it to other lightsaber duels. I mean, like I said, I did enjoy last episode. And I know a lot of people might say, oh, you only enjoyed it because of the lightsaber fight. And it's like, yeah. But I still acknowledge the episode had its problems. Like I just mentioned, you know, the Yord stuff and just the way May's character was all over the place. But yeah, the last episode just kind of ended with May switching places with Osha. And also Qimir, like, as he approached Osha at the end of last episode, the Kylo Ren theme played. And I saw an interview saying that that was for a reason. Doesn't that just give away that he might be a Knight of Ren? Like, the originator of the Knights of Ren? This is a problem, though. Like, why are we tying it into the sequel trilogy shit? Like, can we not? The whole point of the High Republic shit and doing the Acolyte was to make it stand on its own instead of having Ki-Adi-Mundi in there or Yoda. Like, we don't need these cameos. We don't need any of this nonsense that ties it into the later shit. We don't need it. Just let it stand on its own. But I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. They've basically flipped where Osha and May were at the beginning of this season. Now Osha's with Qimir, May is with Saul. And Basil also knows that May is on board that ship. So he's probably going to tell Saul. Or Saul already knows, I don't know. I feel like Saul would probably sense it though. So yeah, that basically sums it all up. So let's stop dilly-dallying around with this shitty intro and get right into the fucking episode. Jeki. Yord.
What do you...
I can't believe that knocked her out though. Like, really?
She's gone.
I feel like Sol must know, right? There's no way he doesn't sense it. Plus, isn't the dead giveaway the tattoo? The fuck? Where are we? How are we? I mean, it looks like it's just bleeding through. What an awkward position for a bed. You could have just put it on the ground level. Why have you got to put it up there? Is this the planet May went to at the beginning or the end of episode 1? Where Qimir was? That shit's gonna die. That's gonna be a toy now that Disney sell. Fuck. Oh, that's a maze, right? No, this isn't... It's not Act 2, right? It looks awfully familiar. It could actually be Act 2, because, like... It kind of looks like it. It looks like it. Unknown planet. Interesting. Is it Act 2? But if it was Act 2, why would they say it's unknown? I mean, these things don't look familiar. What the fuck? Were they pretending to be dead? Just stay as still as possible, like thinking they're Drax. No? What? Where'd he come from? Kofar. Don't tell me fucking one of the Jedi survived. Wait, what? How Sol only just left, but yet... Fucking Osha's been on that planet with Qimir for ages. Unless this isn't happening, like, concurrently.
My whole team is dead.
I must speak to Master Vanestra.
Basil knows.
Someone knew we were coming. There is a much larger threat than we anticipated.
I don't understand her. 1 minute she wants to kill, 1 minute she doesn't, 1 minute she wants to turn herself in, then she doesn't, then she wants to, like, roleplay as Osha, and now she wants to kill Sol. I don't get what's happening with her character. She's all over the fucking place. I just don't get what they're doing with her character. There's no motivation. Maybe the reason he doesn't know it's May is because of, like, the grief, right? Like, the grief is overcoming type of thing. Maybe that's why he can't sense it. I don't know. Or maybe he can. Maybe he just did. Yeah, it's because, like, Sol can sense when, like, Kal Naka got killed and stuff, like, but he can't sense that May's on board. Pip. Okay, so Pip did die because, yeah, Basil picked him up, right? What the fuck, it's just a plug? There's no way, like, Qimir doesn't know Osha's following him. Oof. I thought we were gonna get fucking full-on nudity in Star Wars. Like, what is this? Fucking House of the Dragon? Oh, come on. Like, he's a fucking Sith. I'm pretty sure they've confirmed that he is a Sith. Which is kind of wild to see, like, he sensed it. It's kind of wild, though, that, like, it's a new Sith. This is, like, it's been so long since we've actually had, like, a new Sith.
How does it feel?
I love how he changes his voice.
Don't move.
Feels good, doesn't it? You didn't keep your own saber when you left the Order.
I don't think you're allowed, right?
Your other elbow up higher. Allows for a swifter block.
That stance kind of looks like the Qui-Gon stance.
I like to put my clothes back on.
What the fuck?
I'm wondering if it's honorable to kill me like this. Now you're wondering how I can read your mind. Your anger betrays your thoughts.
Why not kill me?
Why not?
Am I supposed to be your prisoner?
You're the one with the weapon.
Did you kill Sol?
No.
No.
Not yet.
Did you kill May?
Interesting you ask about him first, though. He taught you the Jedi arts, but he's more to you than that.
He's like a father.
A special relationship, isn't it? Master
An apprentice.
and pupil.
So that scar on his back, I wonder if that's from his actual master. Right? And that's why he's on his own now, because his master betrayed him or whatever, or like nearly killed him. Oh,
I'm sorry. It's time to make things right.
there's no way he doesn't sense it.
Face the High Council to tell them everything.
And the ship just powered down. Why did that happen?
Give me a couple minutes.
There's no way Sol doesn't sense something's up there.
But I worry his fears convinced so many.
A review should not be cause for alarm.
Apologies, Senator. I must go. But thank you for your update.
Her acting's a little bit weird.
There were casualties.
Who?
The connection was faulty, but it sounded like the entire team.
Prepare a rescue team to depart for the planet Kofar immediately.
You speak as if you were a Jedi.
I was.
Okay.
I've never heard of you.
It was a really long time ago.
Wait, how old is he then? What the fuck?
If you keep me here, Soul comes to you. He's found me before.
That's your strength in the Force, Osha. Someone ought to teach you that. I'd start swimming if you want to make it to the ship before sundown. Or you could wait for the tide to go out.
I'd just wait for the tide to go out. I mean, you could easily make it to the ship there, though. I still feel like it'd be pretty shallow just to get to them Vox there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not, though. I don't know. The waves would kind of fuck you up. Like, she's acting sus. Like, she's not at all acting like Osha. Basil. Oh. What's he doing?
Hey, relax, hey, whoa, relax, okay?
Why'd he do that?
What if I reset you to factory settings?
No. Well, he basically is dead now. Really? Just reset it to factory settings? You can just do that? Like a fucking PC? Also, I gotta love how suddenly his eyes are red now. Like, what? Just to prove that he's bad. He's on her side now. What? What the fuck? They're touching tips.
If you were a Jedi, you know it's something you must exercise. Without training, it fades.
And that's what they told you. And if you don't do it their way, it fades. But there is another way.
Yep.
Anger, fear,
Hate.
loss, desire.
And hate. Hate.
That's the path to the dark side.
Yeah.
I killed those who threatened my existence.
You killed Yord.
A man who didn't hesitate to turn you in for a crime you didn't commit. Why do you love people who can only go so far?
I'm not that easily corrupted.
I don't think he's corrupting her, though. It is interesting that he's supposed to be a Sith, right? But he doesn't have the Sith
Are you
eyes.
forgetting something?
Oh yeah, the lightsaber. Give it here.
You stayed here to do something.
A Jedi doesn't attack the unarmed.
Why do you still think of yourself as a Jedi?
Let me go.
What you're feeling right now, this anger, this pain, this is who you are.
They didn't throw me away.
Then why aren't you a Jedi?
Not wrong.
Why aren't you a Jedi, Osha?
Because I failed!
You can't kill him. Like, she's got it to his neck, but the holster is mainly where his neck is.
Are you joining us on the mission, Master?
I am.
You get nauseous when you travel through hyperspace?
I don't get sick. I find it unsettling.
What?
These casualties are due to the planet's uncharted environment.
Fuck.
You
I
don't
need to handle this personally. I hope that is all right with you.
Her acting's just weird. I don't know. Like, she's just so, like... There's no emotion behind the lines. It's weird. Like, no matter what she's saying, she just says it the exact same way.
I ran a diagnostic. Had to restart the system. Should be 5 minutes or so.
Does he know?
How could I not have sensed that villain's true intentions?
He hit it.
When you really want something, it can cloud your mind.
You pip droid. I noticed the way you take care of him, even though he's just a machine.
Saul definitely knows.
I had to lose a lot of myself in order to become a Jedi.
I'm sorry if you felt that way.
Have you told me everything that happened on Brentok?
You were very young.
Well, yeah. For fuck's sake, dude. Just tell her. This shit's so annoying. You're gonna have to wait till the finale to find out what happened.
My name is...
He knew. He figured it out. Or maybe Basil told him. I don't know.
The rescue team is on their way. Leave your transponder on.
What is he doing? Where's he going? Down.
Seems an Umbra moth colony hatched last night and wreaked havoc on the local settlement. Could explain a large amount of casualties.
If they find the dead Jedi, they're going to see the lightsaber shit, right? Then that's not necessarily confirming that it's a Sith. Wait, how's he doing that on fucking Cortosis? That makes no sense. Wouldn't it short it out? I guess EU versus canon. Whatever, maybe Cortosis is a little bit different in canon.
The power of two.
Oh god. The power of many.
Where'd you get that scar? Looks like someone stabbed you in the back.
Someone who threw me away.
His master. Not Jedi Master, Sith. There's always two. Master and apprentice.
Cortosis.
Mm.
Against lightsabers, but also a sensory deprivation headpiece. Like we used as younglings.
I don't trust you.
But you should learn to trust yourself.
So he's definitely got like a Sith Master then, right? He wouldn't be there. Nah! Fucking Jackie jump scare. Damn, if one of them was just alive a little bit, just to say whoever did it, but you can't, because they can't know that it was a Sith. What if they assume it's like Sol? Like Sol's the only one that isn't there?
No sign of Osha or her twin. What happened here? One versus many. His power extraordinary, his skills erratic.
What the fuck? A whip saber?
They were all killed by a lightsaber. What does that tell you?
They were killed by a lesson.
You don't think Master Sol was responsible? Who else would possess the power to slay such a strong group? But if he did this, why would he send us a distress signal?
So they're going to assume it's Sol, but it isn't. But they have to do that because otherwise it fucks with the canon shit, right? And they can't literally say that the Sith were behind it. Unless the Jedi cover it up, which they definitely could. Something's going to happen to Sol and like the Jedi will never be able to find them.
I have no intention of harming you, May. You and I are going to talk.
They're going to leave it on a cliffhanger, they're not going to tell us.
You're going to listen.
Don't end it. I swear to God, it's so tedious. Don't, for fuck's sake, dude. Oh, I thought it was over. It definitely is, though. Like, for the Sol section of the episode. Do it. Put it on. It is an interesting helmet. People have been calling him Smilo Ven, which I find funny as fuck. How can you even see through that? I guess through the Force. That was it? That was a very abrupt ending. Like, what the fuck? This show definitely isn't supposed to be a weekly thing. It feels like it's supposed to be like a binge show. Like, I think it works so much better as that. Well, another episode down. Now, I did just say this, but I just hate how this show doesn't feel like a TV show at times. You know? Like, it should be the binge model. It either should be the binge model or a 2-episode-a-week thing. You know? Like, the episodes are too short for one, and you don't get a lot out of the episodes anyway because they're only like 30 minutes, and I think that's fucking stupid. And it's been the same with like every Disney Plus show. There's been some rare times that a Disney Plus show has been about 50 minutes. It's rare. Like, this is supposed to be on a subscription service, and you're only giving people 30-minute episodes? That's wild. Especially for a show that cost $180 million. You know, or whatever it was. Like, if you're going to put money into the show, make the episodes fucking long. Right? Not to say that making longer episodes makes the show better. It doesn't. But you can do more with the characters, and you'll have more breathing room in the episodes. Because while, like, losing Jackie and Yord last episode was a big... It was shocking, right? But that's all it was. Like, I didn't get emotional about it because you can't. Because you didn't spend enough time with the characters. Right? Like, you wasted an episode on a flashback episode, right? So it's just like, why should I care about characters that die when there's been hardly any development for them characters? Like, if they died closer to the finale, maybe I'd care, right? More for them. It's just shocking seeing them die because you wouldn't expect them to die like that. But besides that, this episode, while it was a slower one, it suffers from the same thing a lot of these episodes suffer from, which is not a lot happened. Like, you can have a slow episode and you have some like great character development in there, but it just feels like they're doing this thing that The Walking Dead did, where they're just building to the finale, or they're building to the next episode or something like that. They waste an episode slot for no reason. Like, what really happened in this episode that we didn't kind of already know? Okay, Chimir's got a scar. It's probably from his Sith master or whatever, right? And Saul is about to reveal to May about what happened on Bardock, right? Like, that's been the whole thing for the whole season. Like, it's literally just, oh, Saul's hiding something, and then he's finally about to reveal it, and then, oh, the lights come on, he's interrupted by something. It's just like, I hate that writing technique, I really do. Like, something big is about to be revealed, and it's like, oh, I can't reveal it yet because, oh, the fucking lights turned on. Like, really, the lights turning on is what interrupted him? And then he leaves, which is I thought was a bit weird. I guess to maybe protect May, and so he could confess to her about what happened. I mean, maybe we'll find out what happened next episode, and then episode 8 would be the confrontation type of thing with Qimir and dealing with him. That's not enough time, especially if it's like 30-minute episodes. And you're not going to have time to do everything there, which is yet again a common issue with Disney+. They always do this fucking thing where they waste time at the beginning of the season by having shorter episodes, and then when they get to the end, the story isn't fleshed out enough and it feels rushed. But that's also a writing thing. Like, if they always plan to have like 30-minute episodes, they should have written the show better, right? And had it focus on better things. But yeah, I mean, I just don't really know what to talk about here. Like, okay, the Cortosis helmet, like, it's kind of like the training helmet that they use in the Jedi Temple, right? When they're younglings and they use it to sense the droid things. At least, maybe they don't do it with the High Republic stuff. Maybe that's later on. Like, the Master Vanestra stuff, like going to Kofor to find out what happened, and then she thinks it's Saul because he's the only one that isn't there, and then May and Oshav isn't there, so she just assumes that he went to protect them, but the other Jedi tried to take them in, or tried to kill them, and he killed everyone, right, because he cares about May and Osha. That's what she's assuming. Obviously that didn't happen, but it would make sense that that's the narrative the Jedi run with, because they can't say that a Sith has been sired. And they can't say there's a Sith Lord out there because that would break canon. There's obviously more going on with Qimir. He's definitely an apprentice. And also, like, as a writing thing, you factory reset a droid. I feel like that's not the language they use in Star Wars, factory reset. I feel like that's a bit too real life, you know what I'm saying? Like, usually it's like a memory wipe, or I can't remember what they said with, was it 3PO or R2? I think it was just memory wipe. Factory resetting a droid is a bit weird for Star Wars, like saying that in Star Wars specifically, but that's a nitpick thing. And like I said in the action, I thought it was a bit weird that the pip droid suddenly had fucking red eyes now because it's with May. Like, this episode, like stuff happened, sure, and you can have slower episodes, especially after the last one. It just felt lackluster. Like, nothing happened. Like, we didn't get any kind of... It would have been cool if Saul actually did say what happened this episode, instead of fucking tediously leading the audience to the next episode to be like, oh, he might say it this episode, maybe not, but maybe he will. Like, it's kind of annoying. You want me to get invested in the story, but you're treating it like it's written artificially. That's what it feels like. You know, like, oh, he's about to reveal it. Nope, not yet. We have to wait until the next episode. We don't have enough time. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like it's natural. with the interruptions and why he isn't telling her sooner. I mean, I did like the whip lightsaber. I mean, that's cool. But I don't really have anything to say on that. It's cool. Like, it was in the Legends. I mean, it's cool it's in there. And I will say that with this show, they've done some interesting things of bringing certain aspects from Legends into here, like cortosis and fucking whip lightsaber or whatever. I don't know, they've not done anything to make me really care about the era that the show is set in. Like, how's it any different from the prequel era? I did say, like, in the first episode, it doesn't feel like Star Wars, but it is Star Wars, and it's mainly because of the era stuff. But now it does feel like Star Wars, but it's not doing enough to make it feel different, if you know what I'm saying. Also, I do wonder if the planet Qimir and Osha were on is Act 2. I don't think it is, because, like, them, like, little creature things, I don't remember them from Last Jedi. So, not like I've rewatched Last Jedi that much, but I think I've only watched Last Jedi, like, twice. Like, the first time when it came out, and then, like, a second time a few years ago. Like, I haven't rewatched, like, the sequel trilogy at all, other than Force Awakens a few times. Like, this episode just didn't have a lot going on. And granted, it's expected because we had the big last episode, but it's the same. It's doing the same thing that The Walking Dead did, where you have like the big episode at the halfway mark, and then you slow the plot down like a lot, where not a lot's really happening, and then we have something big happen in the finale, right? I guess the only thing I wanted out of this episode was Saul saying what happened. You know? But I have a strange feeling that next episode might just be another full-on flashback episode. This time from the Jedi's perspective. Because it's probably going to be something like Saul is explaining to May about what happened, and we're going to see it while he's like narrating the story or whatever. That would make sense. Now, in terms of Venestra, I think her character's very bland. And I think that's mainly just down to the acting. Like, the writing is somewhat fine for her, but it's just the acting isn't there. Like, she doesn't seem like she cares about what's going on. There's just no emotion behind what she's saying and what she's doing. And whether that's down to the directing, I don't think it is. Because, you know, this show has had different directors every few episodes, and every time she's appeared in an episode, she's always been the same. Maybe that's just what they were going for with her character, but it just feels like she can't act. And I don't want to shit on the actress or anything, because, like, she probably is a good actress, but for this, it doesn't feel like she's giving her all. Like, she's half-arsing it, which then makes you question how the fuck this show is 180 mil. Like, what are they spending that money on? I do like the Qimir and Osha stuff, though. Like, I just feel like it should have been bigger scenes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the conversation. It kind of reminds me of Dooku a little bit. You know how Dooku kind of talked to Obi-Wan in Attack of the Clones a little bit? Qimir telling Osha about, like, the Sith, and, you know, you can use another way. You don't have to use the Jedi's way. I like that. It's interesting. And I wish the show had more of that. But it doesn't. Because the way this show was pitched felt like it was going to be all about the dark side. And, like, while we could get that in the next, like, 2 episodes, I feel like it's going to fall short because there's only 2 episodes left. And if it's 30-minute episodes, it's only an hour. We've only got 1 more hour until the story's finished. I just like the Qimir shit. I think it's interesting how he works, and I want to learn more about him. However, I do find it weird that he was using, like a... What was it? Like a... What are they called? What are they called? Like, he was repairing the helmet, right? But, like I said in the reaction, how's he able to repair that on cortosis? Like, couldn't cortosis technically, like, short out that repair tool? But I guess technically, the way, like I said in the reaction, it could just be down to how the EU version of cortosis works versus the canon version. Some of it might be different. We don't know the specific rules of cortosis within the canon yet. Like, we know the rules of Legends, but not necessarily this. Like, do I think this episode was a bad episode? No. I don't think it was a bad episode. I just think it was a very slow one. I'd argue it's closer to filler But there is some stuff in there. There's not a lot that pushes the story forward, but there is some stuff. And you can have character development moments. I just feel like we should have probably had these character development moments earlier on in the season to make us care about the characters before they started killing off, you know, like Jackie and Yord and stuff, right? I do like the Qimir stuff, like I said. I think that part of the episode I'm intrigued with. Because clearly he was betrayed by someone, possibly his master, and I'm curious to see like who his master could be. Because there's an idea that is floating around my head that it could be that Sith. Not Plagueis. It's Plagueis' master. I can never say his name. It's like Tenebrovus, I think. He would be around that, I feel like, during this time. So maybe they could mess around with that. And obviously he's probably going to show up in like the finale if it does happen. Yeah, like I said, I don't find this episode bad or anything. I just thought it was a very slow episode, and I feel like it's just a build up to the next one. And I hope the next episode gives us finally, like, what did Saul do? He clearly did something, and I definitely feel like towards the end of the episode he was getting a bit different. Like his character kind of changed a little bit. Like his tone specifically. But I don't know, I'm curious to see what it is he did. Or what it is the Jedi did. Yeah, I mean, that basically wraps it all up. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I will see you for the next one. Ta-ta! And farewell.